Okay, in the previous class, we were looking at how to use a Smith chart for other applications. So we studied how to use ZY Smith chart for impedance matching application, L matching network. Okay, to find the component values, you can use ZY Smith chart. You can easily find the values of components L and C of L network using a ZY Smith chart. Okay, and also you can use that ZY Smith chart to find the different parameters of that transmission line problems. So in a transmission line, as we studied in the previous semester and also in the previous classes, there are parameters are there. Okay, we can find out the VSWR, reflection coefficient, unknown load, and other like input impedance at any point over a transmission line. See like this. So input impedance at any point over a transmission line, you can find using Smith chart. So this equation, see, impedance at any. So if you use this is a simple short circuit as we studied in the previous semester. If it is a simple short circuit that the interconnect is, then voltage of Vx2 is equal to Vx1 that we studied in the previous semester. If it is a simple short circuit at a DC and a low frequency, it will happen. If you measure voltage at x2 and x1, that is a Vx2 and a Vx1, will observe both are equal. That is equal to the load voltage ZL. Okay, but in case of transmission line, if we treat that RF and microwave frequency, we treat that interconnect as a transmission line like this. This is a transmission line instead of simple short circuit. This once we treat it as a transmission line, it has a characteristic impedance Z naught and a propagation constant gamma. So on the if you use it, if the interconnect behaves like a transmission line, okay, then if you measure a voltage at position x and 2, they are like a V of x2 and a V of x1. They are different. Vx1 and Vx2. They are not equal. Okay, so because of these parameters are not and propagation constant gamma. Propagation constant means it is equal to alpha plus j beta. So that is attenuation term is there and the phase variation term is there. That is a beta here. Because of that, as and also they depend upon the distance. The alpha and beta depends on distance. At what point we are measuring over the transmission line. This is a transmission line. Even it is a in the order of mm or centimeter. Even a small movement over a transmission line leads to the variation in phase and also the amplitude of the signal. So they are function of distance. You see like this. V of x, it is not a constant. Okay, V of x, it is a function of distance x. It is a function of distance. Similarly, current is also a function of distance. So from the load point, if you move towards the generator like this. So this is a generator towards the generator like this. Voltage at different point over the transmission line depends upon the distance x at each part what point we are measuring the voltage. Okay, that gives rise to the voltage at that particular point. That means it depends upon the distance. Similarly, current also depends on the distance. So and also because the current and voltage varies, see like this, as we were studied in the transmission line. So voltage and current there is a see, as we move like this, the voltage variation is given by this equation. As you move like this, it is a function of distance x. Similarly, it is a function of distance again, current also. And both depend on distance means the impedance also depends upon the distance. See like this, if you move like this, it depends upon the distance. And as we studied in the previous semester, if this ZL is not matched with the characteristic impedance of this, there is a reflected wave. There is a reflected wave like this. So addition of so the on the transmission line, if you measure voltage at any point, it is addition of these two waves. It is addition of these two waves. Okay, that is reflected and the incident wave. So the combination addition of these two and at any point and take a magnitude of that, and if you plot, it will be observing like this. So this is a V of x. You take a V of x, it is addition of This is a incident wave, and this is a sorry, this is a incident wave, and this is a reflected wave. Okay, so this is representing a incident wave, and this is representing the reflected wave. So at any position, it is addition of these two waves, reflected and and the incident. So that combination of both gives the and if you take the okay, it is addition of these two. If you take a magnitude of that, see, if you take a magnitude of this V of x, and if you plot, it will be looking like this. See here, this is a voltage variation V of x. Okay, and that as we studied, the addition of reflected and incident waves, and they are of same frequency. Reflected and incident waves are of same frequency. See, the signal is going like this. This is reflected wave going like this. But the both have a same frequency. Okay, amplitude of this reflected may be different from amplitude of incident. Phase also may be different, but frequency is same. Two waves are there, and they are propagating in the opposite direction with the same frequency, and maybe of a different amplitude. So that gives rise to the standing waves over a transmission line like this. Okay, so like this is a wave. For a given problem, we will be observing there is a if you measure the magnitude of the voltage at a year. See, for example, this is a load, given load ZL. If you measure the magnitude of the voltage, we will observe it will increases and reaches a maximum, and it will be decreasing like this. Okay, and again it will increase and decrease like this. This is the voltage variation over a transmission line. It doesn't remain same. Okay, it reaches maximum, coming to the minimum, again reaches maximum like this. Okay, so that pattern repeats here. That pattern here, this pattern repeats. Okay, that is called as a standing wave. It looks like both, see, this incident wave and reflected waves are moving with respect to time. As the time elapses, this is moving towards the load, and reflected wave is moving towards the source. But if I add these two waves, reflected and incident waves, that is called that addition of the two waves looks like a standstill over the transmission line with a fixed positions of minima and maxima. See, like this, we will be observing always a minima at some position and maximum at some positions like this. Okay, so even the two waves are moving in opposite direction, addition of these two and magnitude of that looks like a standstill over the transmission line. That voltage standstill means this minima is a fixed here, it is not moving that minima position. Similarly, this is also not moving, and these variations are fixed. Here it is always minima, here it is always minima, and this position is a maxima. Like that addition of two waves gives rise to the wave that is called as a standing wave. It looks like a stand still over a transmission line without any movement. Okay, so that's why it is called as a standing wave. So this is the variation. For a given load, the position of this, see, this maxima and minima depends upon the load here. This load ZL, it may take any value. Okay, if it is a short circuit, you will be getting zero here, zero voltage at the load point. Okay, and based if it is a open circuit, you will be getting maxima, voltage maxima at the load point. At the load point, this is a zero here. What I have written is a position here. Okay, so a load point you will be getting maximum if it is a open circuit. If it is a short circuit, you will be getting minimum voltage. Based on the type of the load, voltage may be any value at the load position, and afterwards it changes, reaches, it may be reaching maxima, or it may take a minima value also first. Okay, so based on the type of the load here. So for this particular load, say voltage is equal to this, and voltage increases to maxima first, then it decreases to minima here. Okay, and you can observe again this value of voltage repeats here again. This impedance repeats again here. That means at a distance from the load point, at a distance of lambda by 2, same value of this will be repeating here. That means impedance ZL repeats again here. Okay, similarly again it will repeat in here. ZL will repeat here at this position. Okay, so impedance is varying, sorry, voltage is varying like this, current is varying like this. See, current, wherever voltage minima is there, current is maxima like this. See, this is maximum current, this one is a current wave over a transmission line. As you, as with respect to the distance, as you move like this, okay, voltage and current varies like this. And similarly, because of current and voltage varies, impedance also varies over a transmission line. Impedance also varies over a transmission line. And impedance is always minimum at, impedance takes a minimum value at the V minimum, and it takes a maximum value at, okay, so it takes a minimum value impedance at this position, minima position, and impedance takes a maximum value at this position. Okay, and in this particular for the load ZL, as we move like this towards the generator, we are coming across first maxima here. Okay, Z maxima will be occurs here. Z maxima somewhere here, and as you move like this further, once we come to this point at some value of x, okay, you will observe the value of impedance here is equal to Z minimum, that is R naught by S in this case. See, like it is S is equal to this, the volt impedance at this position is R naught by S, and impedance at this position, that means if you measure impedance here, it is R naught into S. This R naught means Z naught. Here is a real value, assuming it is a lossless. Z naught is a real, so it is a R naught you can consider. So at the maxima position, if you so starting from here, x increases like this. If you measure a impedance here, it is R naught into S. That is maximum, Z maximum, and it occurs at a particular distance from the load. See, this is a load point. This is a load point here. If you move like this at this position, it is so at some distance, dx maximum, you will be observing maximum impedance. Similarly, if you move further, you will observe there is a minimum value of impedance. Okay, that impedance is equal to R naught divided by S here. If you measure impedance, it is R naught by S here. Okay, minimum impedance, and it is real value. And after that it may take a complex value. See, complex value. And so impedance is minimum here. Again, here is R naught by S. If you further move like this, again the impedance it takes the value equal to R naught by S. So every lambda by 2 distance, the impedance repeats on the transmission line. As you move over a transmission line, you would try to measure the impedance. Okay, the impedance repeats every lambda by 2 distance. So it is here, it is Z maximum. Again at this position, we will be getting Z maximum. Okay, it is actually a distance of lambda by 2 from here to here. So like that, every impedance here, load also, load value here is ZL here at this position, x is equal to 0. From here you move a distance of lambda by 2. Okay, up to this position, actually this here up to here, that is lambda by 2. Again same load value, whatever is connected, that value we can observe here, load value ZL will be observing. So like every lambda by 2 distance that repeats. Okay, so from the load point we will be getting maximum impedance, and it varies. Okay, and it reaches a minimum value, and it may take a load value itself. Like impedance go on varies over a transmission line as you move like this, or a transmission line. Okay, but how to measure that, how to what is the variation, how does what is the volt impedance values. Okay, that you can see in the Smith chart how the impedance varies. Okay, that what we were studying in the previous class. Okay, so like this. So what we have to do, here we have to draw the again. So okay, this is a impedance. Okay, so here from load, this is a load point. Okay, so as you move towards the generator like this, impedance changes. What are those values, impedance values? That we can measure from the Smith chart here. So we have to mark the given load here, point A. I have marked here a point A here on the Smith chart. Okay, this is a load point. So from the load point, you move towards the generator like this. Okay, move towards the generator like this. Okay, impedance changes. That is, see here, moving on transmission line towards the generator is nothing but moving on VSWR circle on the Smith chart. See like this. You marked a load point, that is here. Next, what you have to do, draw a circle, taking this YI as a radius. Okay, this is a VSWR circle. This is a VSWR circle. Okay, starting from here, you move in the clockwise direction over a VSWR circle. Starting from here, move in the clockwise direction like this. This is the VSWR. So movement like this is similar to moving towards the generator like this. Okay, but here we cannot see the impedance variation. Okay, just but you can read what is that impedance variation from this Smith chart. See here, as you as you move like this, impedance changes. Impedance means at any point if you move certain distance. See like this, and this is this like this you move. You can measure what is the distance you move from the load like this. Start moving like this at x1, for example here x1. Okay, we travel a distance is equal to x1. You can like this, you can move like this. Okay, impedance changes like this over the, and the same impedance will repeat after a lambda by 2 distance. Okay, so start from here and move over a VSW circle, one complete circle like this, and come back to the same point. If this is nothing but moving starting from here and moving a distance of lambda by 2 here this point, starting from here x2 x3, starting from here x is equal to 0 to here x3, this point. This is a same voltage repeats again here. The distance actually from here to here is lambda by 2. So this same load ZL repeats at x3. Okay, similarly at x1 here maximum impedance, that same value will repeat at x4 here, whatever I have written x4. Okay, so here you see, here start from here on the Smith chart. See, you can observe a maximum impedance. See, at this position there is a maximum impedance. Okay, because voltage is maximum at x1, it is a maximum impedance here. So starting from here you move like this over a, starting from load, you move in the clockwise direction. Okay, like this you will come here at x1. You see here you will reach this position. It is VSWR circle cuts the, see here, horizontal line here. This at the right side, this is right side, this part is the right side. Here it cutting cut somewhere here. You read the impedance here, read the impedance here. Okay, and that is a maximum impedance what you can observe over this entire VSWR circle. See, starting from here you move like this. Okay, over the VSWR, that is nothing but moving on a transmission line towards the generator. So we will see as we move like this, the impedance changes. The maximum impedance on the VSWR circle we will observe at this position at x1. Wherever the VSWR circle cuts the right side of this line, horizontal line, okay, there occurs a, always there occurs a maximum. You read the impedance here. Okay, this value is always higher value compared to any value here. You measure any impedance value here. All those values are lesser than this. Okay, so automatically maximum must occur here wherever VSWR circle cuts, uh, right side of this Smith chart, there occurs a maxima. Okay, starting from load you move like this. Okay, wherever the VSWR circle cuts the right side of the this horizontal line, you stop and read impedance whatever it is here. Okay, so that gives the maximum impedance while moving like this. So there only occurs a V maxima at this distance, see like x1. Okay, you can read what is the impedance here from this Smith chart. It is around 2.2 like this here, the reading of this see here, whatever the impedance here, this is 2 here, this is this is 3 here, 3 here and 2 here, and this is a 2.5, and this point is a little bit away from the 2, it may be 2.01 some value, okay, nearly 2, okay. So that is the 2, so 2 means multiplied by 50, you will be getting multiplied by 50 means it is 100 ohm, okay. So that is the maximum impedance what we can see, yes. And at what distance it appears, that you can measure from the this wavelength scale towards the generator, see. So maxima occurs here, you can read what is the maximum impedance, that is at maximum, okay. Take this normalized value multiplied by 50, we will be multiply z naught, we will be getting a z maximum. But it is at what distance from the load, see. You measure the impedance here, what is the impedance, whatever the impedance here there, reactance is a 0 along this line, only you read the resistance value multiply by z naught, we will be getting z maximum, okay. But at what distance this point is, minima, maxima point is. So this distance x1 you should measure. Okay, from here at what distance this maximum. So you should read the distance from here to here. From here to here, what is the distance? To do that, what we have to do? See, from the low, you extend this to the wavelength scale towards the generator scale. This is a towards the generator scale. See here, this is towards generator scale, you extend and it cuts somewhere here, okay. And take a similarly line from here, extend up to here, it should intersect the towards generator scale here, clockwise direction here, okay. So this is maxima point and this is the load point, from here to here how much distance is there, that we are measuring, okay. So in the wavelength scale you read what is the value here, what is the value here. So what is the value here, you read that it is. So here first you should take this higher value, see what is this distance, this value is 0.25 here, 0.25 wavelength scale, this is a wavelength scale here. See this 0.22, 0.23 towards the generator, it is 0.25, 0.25. I have taken 0.25. Okay. Minus this value, whatever here. What is that value? See here. This is 0.19, 0.18 here, 0.18, 0.19. What is this here? This is a 0.18, 0.1, 0.187. Taken. This is approximately 0.187, 0.187 this value, okay. This is 0.19, so 0.187 here, this point. So 0.25 is this, okay, minus this value, okay, 0.187. You will be getting what is the distance from here to here, okay. So what is the distance from here to here, that is from load to the maxima, this is a maxima position, okay. What is the distance from here to here, from the load to the maxima, that is from here we moved like this, this is a maxima, because while moving in the clockwise direction towards the generator we reached maxima first here. So we stopped here, we want to measure the maxima value here, impedance value here, we can measure that easily by reading this value and multiplying with a z naught. And what is the distance of that maxima, that is from A to this point, that what you have to do, you should extend like this and it cuts the wavelength scale here. Similarly you extend this and it cuts the wavelength scale here. Take this value and this value minus the 2, you will be getting the distance from here to here, that means distance from ZL to the x1, okay, that is maxima position. What is this distance, okay, that is this D from here to here, D is equal to 0.063 lambda, because this is always in the lambda. If you multiply this value with the value of lambda, lambda means C by F, you take a do C by F and multiply this number 0.063 with a lambda value, you will be getting in centimeter or a meter, okay. So like that you can read the distance of any impedance. So we measured a maxima here, we measure the distance of that maxima from the load, from the load at what distance that maxima is, okay, that we measured, okay. Similarly, you can also, okay, you got it now, how to measure the impedance here. So you measure the impedance here, that value of R circle, multiply that with the Z naught, you will be getting the impedance here. Okay, and to measure the distance, you should do like this. Okay, similarly, if you move, okay, minima will be here. Okay, so on the Smith chart, okay, so starting from here, always wherever VSWR circle cuts the right side, we will be getting a maxima. Okay, but if you move further over like this, impedance varies. Okay, it will change. It is lesser than always from the value here. Always it changes. And once we reach this position, left side of the Smith chart, see wherever VSWR circle cuts the horizontal line. See, this is a horizontal where x is equal to 0, reactance value 0. See here, we will observe the impedance value is equal to minimum. It will take a minimum value. See like this, as you move towards the generator, starting from here, you move like this. So we are moving like this. See, once we reach this x4, where we will be having, sorry, here, x2, see here, starting from here, we observed already maxima, we came across maxima, but you do not stop here maxima position. If further you move like this, so we moved further like this from maxima. See, from maxima you further you move like this. So what we did, from here we moved like this. Okay, like this, and we reached this position. Okay, which is the VSWR cuts the left side of the Smith chart, this horizontal line. Actually, you will observe at this position, you read the impedance. This value impedance is always minimum impedance. It is always less, it is only the lower value of impedance what we can observe on the VSWR circle. Okay, maximum value you will observe here. Similarly, minimum value you will be observing only at this position. So that is a minima position. It is a minima position here. Okay, read the impedance whatever here. Impedance means again R circle value. Here at this position, read the R circle value. It is a point 5 maybe. This is the value is, so here it is a point 5 here. Okay, this is 0.6. So this value is a 0.5 here it is written, multiply that by characteristic impedance. So that is the impedance, minimum impedance what you are x2, at x2. Okay, minimum impedance we will be observing here. And similar, okay, so minima impedance here. And it is what distance it is from the load. See, from the load point, so we moved like this, we observed this point, we reached this here, the impedance is minimum always. Okay, stop here, we measure the impedance, that gives the minimum impedance. But this minima is at what distance from the load. This is the load point. Okay, that you can measure again. So you draw a line passing through this. Okay, see like this, passing through this, measure the distance from here. You should measure the distance from, you go like this, measure up to this. Okay, now you will be observing, you will find the d minimum distance, d minimum. So that is from here to here, from the load you measure up to this, starting from load it is 0.187 here. Okay, but here is what, this point 5 point okay, this is you read the value here, so it is a point 0.5, 0.49. This is point 0.5, nothing but 0 again. Okay, point 0.5 means nothing but again 0 starts here, point 0.5. So this is point 0.5 minus 0.187. Okay, you should do. So whatever the distance is the, so starting from here, go like this and reach here. Whatever the distance from here to here, that is from here to here. Okay, that is the d minimum. So d minimum occurs at a distance of a distance x2, that is from here to here. So that is, you measure the distance from here to here. So that means you read distance here and here. Okay, take the difference. Zero 0.5 here, it is 0.187 here. That gives the distance here from here to here. That is a d minima distance. Okay, so like that you can measure the at what distance that minima is from the load. You can measure. Similarly, at what distance maxima is, you can measure, and what is the value of impedance at maxima position, what is the impedance at minima position, you can measure. And also you can measure at what a impedance at any point over a transmission line. Impedance at any point, for example, find the impedance at a distance of 0.1 lambda from load. Move a distance of 0.1 lambda, measure the impedance. What is the impedance there? Okay, then what you have to do, starting from the load, you move a distance of 0.1 lambda, stop there, draw a line from there to center of the Smith chart. See like this, it cuts the VSWR circle somewhere. You know down what is the impedance there. Okay, you will be getting the impedance at a distance of given value of distance. So from the Smith chart, you can easily find out the distance. Okay, so that is the way here. Okay, so we got now how to measure the distance of minima. Okay, distance of maxima, distance of minima. Okay, you can find, and maximum impedance you can read from here, minimum impedance you can read from here. Okay, and next is a reflection coefficient. I already told in the previous class how to get the reflection coefficient. Okay, is it audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and we can measure VSWR also directly. See, otherwise VSWR is 1 minus 1 plus tau divided by 1 minus tau divided by 1 magnitude of 1 plus tau. Okay, that reflection coefficient. Reflection coefficient you can easily measure from this VSWR circle. See, we have drawn a VSWR circle. Read the value of impedance, that is R maximum. R maximum itself is equal to VSWR here. Read whatever the R here. So resistance value, R maximum. Okay, that itself is equal to VSWR, S value. Okay, R naught into S, divide that by R naught, we will be, because this is a normalized scale, what we are having here. Okay, R naught by S, R naught into S is the impedance here, R naught into S. But you divide that value by R naught, that means to get a normalized, what do you get? That is a S here. Okay, so you read a impedance here, that is R maximum, that itself is the VSWR. Okay, so if they ask you to find what is the VSWR for a given load ZL, what you have to do, just mark the load, draw the VSWR circle like this. Okay, it cuts somewhere here, right side, that is the R maximum. You will be getting R maximum here. R maximum itself is the S value. Okay, so like that you can easily measure the value of VSWR from the Smith chart. Okay, so this is about this how to uh, do the measure the this Z maximum, Z minimum, D minimum, and D maximum, and VSWR. Okay, so it is. Okay, so in the previous class, we were doing this problem. What is the input impedance at a distance of zero 0.1 lambda from the load point? So here to find the input impedance then at any point on the transmission line. Okay, here the question is given, find the input impedance at a distance of zero 0.1 lambda from the load. The question given is like this. Okay, from the load ZL, find the impedance at a distance is equal to zero 0.1 lambda from the load. So what you have to do, you move like this, a distance of 0.1, you measure the impedance. What is the impedance there? Okay, but mathematically it is difficult to do that. So you can easily measure from the Smith chart. Okay, how to do that? So first you should mark the load ZL. Okay, ZL normalized impedance you take, that is 2 minus j1, you mark it in the Smith chart. So this is a point here. Okay, to a circle intersects with the minus 1j circle, this is a load point. So you draw a line passing through the load, see like this. Okay, it intersect the wavelength scale somewhere here, wavelength scale. Okay, this is a wavelength scale, it is intersecting somewhere here. So now you see here, move a distance of 0.1 lambda from the load. What is needed is you travel a distance of 0.1 lambda and measure what is the impedance there. Okay, so measure toward, move towards the generator a distance of 0.1 lambda. So start from load, so this is a load point, move towards the generator, that means move on a VSWR circle like this. Okay, how much distance you should move from here? The distance should be 0.1 lambda. That means, see, here wavelength scale is not. So what we have to do, extend this line and it cuts the wavelength scale somewhere here. You see here, this is 0.25. Here is 0.25. Here is a some value 0.29 here, 0.29 here. From here you move like this. How much you should move? 0.1 lambda. 0.1 lambda you have to move. Okay, 0.1 lambda means, see, at this position it is 0.287 lambda at this position. 0.28 here. This point is 0.28. Each division is 0.005. See, from year to year it is 0.005. So 1, 2, 3, approximately 3 divisions under the center here. This is approximately 0.27 lambda, 0.287 lambda at this position, the wavelength value. Okay, so what you have to do, from here you should move a distance of 0.1 lambda. That means to this value you add 0.1. 0.1 means 0.387 lambda. So from here you move like this, wherever 387 is there. See here, this is 0.38, but 7 here, 7 is here. You stop here. To this point 2, you add a point 1. What do you get? Point 2 point. If you add a point 1 to this point, because point 1 distance you should move from here. From here you should travel a distance of point 1 lambda. So to this value you add a 0.1, that means 0.387 lambda. So you mark that point 387. This is this point, 0.387, this point. This is 0.39, 0.39, 0.387 is this point. You mark this point. From here, let's see, 0.387. From here, you draw a line to the center of the Smith chart. From here, this is 0.38. How did you get this 0.38? To this, you add a 0.1. You will be getting 0.387. So that 0.387 is here. You stop here. Okay. From here, you draw a line to the center of the Smith chart. Okay. This line intersect VSWR circle somewhere here. Okay. Okay, what we did, from here we moved a distance of 0.1 lambda like this in the clockwise direction. You stopped here. That means 0.1 lambda you traveled. From here you draw a line. It intersect. That means you started from here, moved a zero point 0.1 lambda and stopped here. Okay, so measure the whatever the impedance here. That gives the input impedance. That gives the input impedance. Okay, whatever the impedance here. So actually for this problem it is 0.6 0.j66 minus this value, reactance value here, whatever the reactance value and the resistance value, read here. Read. This is 0.6 resistance. Read the resistance circle passing through the point B. Similarly, read the reactance circle passing through this. This is the reactance circle passing this one. Okay, it is here. Read that value. Okay, read means you read whatever is here and here. Okay, in between that 0.4 here, this is point okay, that is 0.66 here, that value here, reactance value, this value, okay, zero point 0.7 here, this is zero point 0.6 and this is a 0.66, okay. So like this, so impedance at this position is that value, okay. Like that, it is 0.1 is given, we have to do like that. If it's 0.2 is given, to this value, starting load wavelength point here or 0.2, whatever the distance, you move like this, okay. Stop there and measure, draw a line, it intersect the VSWR circle, there you know down the impedance, see here, don't read, try to read here, you should draw a line from here, it intersect the VSWR circle, there you have to read the impedance, okay. So like that, input impedance you can find from the load point, whatever the distance given, you can find value of impedance at that particular position using Smith chart, okay. Okay, similarly, one more example we will see this, to find a VSWR maxima distance and minima distance, okay. So here is a problem is given here, that 2 plus 1j load is given, load point to 2 plus 1j. What you have to do, you should find out what is a what is the distance d minimum, where d minima is there, where d maxima is there, okay. What distance is the maxima, what is the distance of minima, what is the value of z minimum, what is the value of z maximum, what is the VSWR, all those things we have to measure. So again, what we have to do for that, you should mark the load impedance 2 plus 1j. 2 plus 1j is here, okay, it is plus 1. In the previous problem it is minus 1, okay. Present problem 2 plus 1, 1j. So this is 2 circle intersect with the plus 1, see like this, okay. This is a load point. Now what you have to do, at what distance d maximum, d minimum, all those things, and VSWR we have to find out. And also you should find out z minimum and what is the impedance at the distance, maxima distance, what is the minima distance, that we have to measure, okay. So now what you have to do to find, starting from load, you start from load, move like this, okay, and the VSWR circle, that is nothing but we are moving like this, okay. So starting from here we move like this, you can observe, while moving like this, we will be first reaching the maxima position here, because whenever VSWR circle cuts the right side of this Smith chart, there occurs a maximum impedance. So here occurs a maximum impedance, you stop here. So started from here, you move like this, okay. We stopped here, measure the distance from here to here, that is from here to here, it is a maxima occurred here, okay. That maxima distance is from here to here, it is 0.25 lambda, this is 0.13 lambda, okay. You take a difference of this and this, you will be getting 0.037 lambda from here to here. So d maximum is 0.037 lambda. And what is the z maxima value, z maximum, you read whatever the impedance here, it is around 2.6, this is 2, this is 4, 2, here is a 4, here it is 3, here somewhere it is 3, okay. This is a 2.6 around, this is 3 circle, r is equal to, but it is behind that, it is around 2.6 here, 2 point z maxima is equal to 2.6 resistance, it is actually z maxima is 2.6, that itself is the VSWR, see here s is equal to 2.6, this itself is the z maxima 2.6, okay. Like the VSWR also we've obtained, so we've obtained a distance of maxima, and we got a z maxima value also, that is itself 2.6, VSWR also equal to 2.6, z maxima normalized value actually 2.6, you should multiply this by 50 or z naught, you will be getting actual impedance here, so We from the load we moved like this. First we reached a maxima, we measured a distance d maxima, that is equal to this. Okay, and next what you do, they ask you to find out d minimum also, at what distance first minima is. Okay, so what you have to do, starting from load, again you are moved like this, you reached maxima, impedance changes, and once we reach moving over VSWR circle, once we reach the left side of the Smith chart, there occurs a minima. You stop here. Okay. So read whatever the impedance here. That gives the R minimum. That is the R minimum here. It is around 0.4, here, zero point 0.4. Okay, this is zero point 0.3, here is a zero point 0.4. Okay, that is the minimum value of impedance. Okay, and so you move like this, we'll observe minima here, and we read the value of that r value is, because x is 0 along this, z minimum is real and it is zero point 0.4. Okay, but at what distance this minima is? So what we have to do, you should measure the distance from load again. From the load, we moved like this, okay, and we reached this point. So what is the distance from here to here we should measure? Okay, so distance at this position is 0.13 lambda. We moved like this, okay, and we reached here. Okay, so what is the distance, which is zero point 0.5 here? Okay, 0.5, 0.5 minus 0.213 you do. This is max here, it is whatever the impedance, 0.49 lambda here. This is 0.5. Okay, after that it again 0 starts. Okay, because 0.5 is a value. 0.5 here minus this value 0.213, it is around 0.27 lambda. See here, 0.27 lambda. So that is the minimum distance from here to here. Otherwise what we can do, see this, from here to here is 0.25. If you start from here, or move half of the circle, 0.25. Okay, to that you add a maxima distance, this distance you will be getting this minima distance. Okay, so like this 0.287 lambda d minimum. From year to year, year to year is 0.287 lambda from year to year. From year to year is d maxima, that is 0.03 lambda. Okay, so you measured a distance, what distance maxima is, what distance minima is, and we measured r minimum here, we measured r maximum here. R maximum is just read a resistance value here, r minimum read a resistance value here. Okay, 0.5 here, multiply that by z naught. Okay, so you can easily measure all those values, minima distance, maxima distance, r minimum, r maximum, and vs2 for this one problem. Okay, okay, similarly, okay, one more problem if you consider. Okay, is it audible? Hello, hello, hello,
Yes, ma'am.
audible? Okay. Okay, one more problem we will see. Here the problem is, a 50 ohm lossless transmission is line is terminated by a load impedance 25 plus 50. Okay, here also we will be getting d maxima, d minima like this. Okay, this problem we will take. Given 25 minus J100, the example, load is given ZR, it is 25 minus J100 ohm. Find the D minimum and D maximum. Okay, in this problem. See this problem. Here is a 25 minus J100 50 ohm. So what they ask? D minimum. Find the value of D minimum and D maximum. That means at what distance the first minima is, at what distance first maxima is. Okay, that you should find out from the load. From the load, at what distance D maximum is there and what distance D minimum is there. See, as you move like this, from the load, at what distance D minimum is there. That means minimum impedance is there and the maximum impedance is there. You should find out the distance, at what distance minimum impedance is there and maximum impedance, or maxima point and minima point on the Smith chart. Okay. So to do that, you find out the normalized impedance. This is a zero point 0.5 minus J2. Okay, normalized impedance. You mark it on the Smith chart. So this is a point. See, this is a point. Means zero point 0.5 circle. This is 0.5 circle. See, this is a 0.5 circle. 0.5 circle. R value 0.5 and reactance is 2J minus 2J. See, this is 2 circle minus 2 circle. This intersection of those two is this point. So that is a normalized impedance. 0.2 minus J 0.2. We mark like this. This is one. Next, to find the distance of minima or maxima, what you have to do? You should draw the VSWR circle. Draw the VSWR circle. Okay. Take this as a radius. From here to here as a radius, draw the circle. So this is VSWR. Don't confuse with the resistance and conductance circles. See, red color. This one. This is VSWR circle. It is drawn by taking from here center of the Smith chart to the load point. Take a radius and draw the circle. That is called as VSWR circle. See like this. Okay, we have drawn VSWR circle. Okay. So now from the load, this is the load point. Okay. You move from here, move in the clockwise direction. That is nothing but moving on a transmission line. So started from here, you move like this. So started from here, you move like this. Are you getting here minima maxima any thing observed from here to here? There is no minima or maxima. But once you reach here, we reached a position here. Always there occurs a minima. So once you started from load and moved in the clockwise, you should move only in the clockwise direction. And we will observe we are first coming across the minima. We reached a minima position here. Okay. So measure the distance from here. Measure the distance from here to here. That is the D minimum, which is 0.179 lambda. From here, how many divisions you measure? It is a 0.71 lambda. Similarly, so from here we moved like this and reached here. Don't stop here. If further you move, okay, you moved like this, you will be reaching the maxima. You should reach this, then you will be reaching the maxima. You measure the distance from here. Distance from here, you go like this, and reach here. So the distance, total distance from here to here is the maxima distance. That is 0.429 lambda, 3 lambda. Okay, so in this problem what happened, first we are coming across the minima, then we are coming across the maxima. First we come across the minima like this, then we will be reaching the maxima. Okay, so for this particular, so maxima may come first or minima may come first, that depends upon the load, where the load is. Okay, so like this you can measure all the parameters, these parameters from the Smith chart. Okay, so this is what we studied from the previous and today's class. We got how to mark the load, how to draw the VSWR circle, how to find the reflection coefficient, how to find a VSWR value, and D maxima value, D minima value, R maxima value, and R minima value. Okay, so all this you can do from the Smith chart. So all of you must practice these things. Okay, so this is about today's class. We'll do few more problems in the next classes. Okay. And your quiz is there on coming Monday, 4th, Unit 3 is a syllabus. Okay, we will conclude today. We will see in the next class.